Thank you for joining us on the long form story, ladies and gentlemen. On the show tonight, we join you with 4 of the biggest stories from the last week. Some that remained the headlines all of last week, and some that were significant but didn't make it to the news. First up tonight on the show, Major Vikrant Jaitly. His story: a retired Indian Army officer, a decorated soldier who was detained in the United Arab Emirates. His story and the fight of his sister Celina Jaitly. No answers. His sister leads the search and the system gets moving. In Mumbai, a financial storm is brewing as the Enforcement Directorate cracks down on the Anil Ambani empire. Assets valued at over 7,000 crore as of tonight have been attached. What does that mean for the Anil Ambani empire? And one of the stories that remind you why you can't take a chance with the law, a fan's obsession, and the story of superstar Darshan, indicted this week for murder. We look at the Darshan case and the fall of a superstar. And finally, from Lucknow, it's a story of culinary triumph, earning UNESCO's Creative City of Gastronomy. We'll tell you all about that and what it means for Lucknow on the long form story tonight. Major Vikrant Jaitly, a retired Indian Army officer, has been missing since September 2024, for over a year now. There has been concern, there has been anger. His sister, actress Celina Jaitly, has been leading a tireless campaign to bring him home, alleging that he was detained or possibly even abducted in the United Arab Emirates or the UAE. The Ministry of External Affairs has, after her interview on Republic, confirmed that they are in touch with the UAE authorities and have made consular visits to Major Jaitly. Now, as the country rallies behind this brave soldier, he's a decorated officer, questions linger about his fate and the circumstances surrounding his disappearance. What happens when a hero, a son of the soil, disappears without a trace? What do we do when a man who has fought on the front lines of Kashmir, bled for the nation, and stood tall in the face of war, is ripped away from us in broad daylight? What happens when his family, his comrades, his country are left with just one question? Where is Major Vikrant Kumar Jaitly? For 14 long months, the silence has been deafening. For 14 months, his sister Celina has woken up every single day with a single hope that today, just today, she will hear from her brother. But the calls never come. Major Vikrant Kumar Jaitly disappeared on a September afternoon. A soldier who stood tall at the world's most volatile borders. A soldier who served under the United Nations, protecting innocent lives in war-torn lands. A soldier who wore the maroon beret and the Balidan badge with honor.
Bollywood actress Celina Jaitly has moved the Delhi High Court seeking help for her brother, retired Major Vikrant Jaitly, who has been detained in UAE since September 2024. She has requested the court to direct the Indian authorities to provide her brother with legal and medical assistance, as her family has zero clarity about in what condition her brother has been since he's been detained. The Delhi High Court has issued notice to Ministry of External Affairs and has also directed appointment of a nodal officer to facilitate the communication between Indian authorities and the authorities in UAE.
A fourth-generation soldier born into a legacy of sacrifice. Even during his early years at Kendriya Vidyalaya and later at IIT Kharagpur, his brilliant mind and steadfast love for his country were unmistakable.
When he had joined us, he's a proud son of an army officer, Colonel Jaitly, and he reflected the qualities in a cadet, which were super. An excellent sportsman that he was, very sincere to the cause. We always used to tease him for his English as well. His English was superb. And great sportsman, a great sportsman. Being my understudy and in my company, we used to play basketball, and our team went on to win this tournament of Bharat Basketball Court.
As I know Jaitly, or better called as Jets, since 2000. He's more than a friend, he is like a brother. So being studying on the same bench for 4 years, so I knew him in and out. So specifically you said getting commissioned into an arm and switching over was his trait. He was an adventurous by soul person, as brought out by Colonel Kashyap, a great sportsman. And he would never settle for less. He would go all out. He would go and attend all adventure activities along with his academics performance, which were marvelous in the academy.
Turning away from safety, he volunteered for infantry, braved the most punishing probation, and earned the Maroon Beret and the sacred Balidan Badge, the mark of India's fiercest para-special forces. Major Vikrant retired in UAE, carrying the discipline of the battlefield into the precision and purpose of his new chapter with the Matiti Group. On a fateful September day in 2024, he was seized in the full glare of daylight. For all his glory, his valor, his unyielding courage, how did such a lapse come to pass? India, a nation racing with the speed of lightning towards a Viksit Bharat. Yet, how could fate deal such a blow to one of her most celebrated Jawans? The question hangs unanswered, like a shadow at dusk. Where is Major Vikrant Kumar Jaitly?
It's been a nightmare for me. That's all I will say. I'm very grateful for today's judgment, and our soldiers, especially overseas, are becoming, as India is rising and becoming bigger and bigger in the international diaspora, our soldiers are becoming targets overseas over and over again. And I think today's judgment will really help in bringing him back. And I'm very grateful to Raghav and the entire team here.
For the past 14 months, a Bollywood actor, activist, and most importantly, a sister, Celina Jaitly has knocked on nearly every door, fighting to bring her brother home and uncover why he was detained. When asked why he was detained, she only says, "I don't know."
So I wish I knew the answer to that, and that is why I'm here to have these answers, that what is going on, what is he detained for. Nobody has answers at the moment, and I approached the High Court so that I could get some clarity on the matter, because last 14 months have been, as a sister, we've lost our parents. It's just the two of us left in this world for each other. And having said that, not knowing where my brother is, if he's alive, in the first 8 months, I had no idea where he was. And these are the questions I've been asking. There have been so many questions and not enough answers. Sir, I last spoke to him in 2024 Rakhi, and that was around the 19th of August. And Bhai used to travel a lot, so, and I was living in Austria, as you know. I was married there, and he was in Dubai. And I was trying to get in touch with my brother on and off, but I thought shayad travel kar raha hoga. Since 19th August, there was no response. And I'm a mom of 3 kids. I have twins plus 1, so I was like, theek hai, maybe he's traveling or something, he'll get back. And then one fine day in the end of September, I received a phone call where I got to know that he has been abducted by unknown entities, and on the 6th of September 2024 outside the Mall of Emirates. And since then there is no other information.
In a heart-wrenching interview on Republic last week, Celina Jaitly laid bare her family's 14-month ordeal, revealing the untold story of her missing brother. Her revelations sent shockwaves across the country, prompting the Ministry of External Affairs to take urgent cognizance.
Current situation is this, that the family members of Major Vikrant Jaitly have absolutely no idea as to why he has been taken into custody. And that is the reason why for almost a year now, they have been doing the rounds of the courts. In fact, there is a sigh of relief now with the Delhi High Court essentially intervening in this entire matter, seeking the government's response on this entire issue. Sources have already indicated that the embassy in UAE is seized of the matter, which essentially means that a consular access has been provided to the embassy officials.
In the case of Major Vikrant Jaitly, we are in touch with UAE authorities. Our embassy is seized of the matter. We have been making consular visits to him, and we have done so on 4 occasions. We are also in close touch with his family, including his wife. We are also, as is natural, whenever there's an Indian national who needs support, we are offering all possible assistance. On 3rd November, this matter came up in Honorable Delhi High Court, and the High Court had given certain directions. Based on those directions, we are providing all possible assistance to Major Vikrant.
But there is another question that haunts the air. What truly happened to him? Was he truly detained, or was Major Vikrant Jaitly abducted on foreign soil?
Actually, the word abduction is very important because when he was picked up from the Mall of Emirates, it was not an official police car or any enforcement that picked him up. That's the report that we got from his wife. And it was only after 4 months we realized that then he's in the detention center at Abu Dhabi. So it's actually first an abduction, and now we know he's officially with the authorities, but they've completely sort of kept us in the dark as to what's happening to him, what the case number is, and why he's been detained.
How he was abducted.
I was told by his wife, and sir, I think I will ask Raghav to give the details.
So this was an issue that was brought up, it's actually the only opposition that was brought up by the government in court. That we are in touch, I mean on and off in touch with his wife, and we have provided details. However, when we try to get in touch with the wife, she's not been responding, and then we get to know from another source, who's Vikrant's friend, who's also spoken to, that the facts that were given to us regarding his wife earlier, regarding the timeline, regarding his well-being were not correct. So in that state, then Celina decided, being his only surviving blood relative, decided to take this case in her own hands, and since then she's been fighting a lone battle.
The man who gave everything for the tricolour deserves the fiercest fight back.
I can only appeal my government. My government is my only protector right now, and I wanted to bring this to the attention of our esteemed government. There is no one else I can turn to. I do not have the resources. I do not have the means. I do not have the answers. I do not have the way. I'm not Celina Jaitly right now. I'm just a soldier's sister.
Let this not be just about Celina Jaitly, the sister desperately waiting for the return of her brother. Let this be about Major Vikrant, a soldier who never backed down, who never surrendered, and who deserves to be brought home. Now, more than ever, let us stand together for him, for India. A storm is closing in on one of India's biggest business names. The Enforcement Directorate has moved on Anil Ambani's empire all of last week, attaching properties across 8 states valued at over 7,500 crore rupees. Now, at the heart of this case is a 13,600 crore loan web routed through shell companies, shadow accounts, and Republic in the last 1 week has accessed the audit findings, lender minutes, and the documents that expose the network behind the numbers. Now watch closely, because what you're about to see in this long-form story is the inside trail of loans, possible laundering, as the Enforcement Directorate claims, and a financial empire of Anil Ambani, one of the biggest names in India, now under siege.
Once among the richest men in India, now under the Enforcement Directorate scanner. The empire of Anil Ambani, spread across power, finance and infrastructure, is facing its biggest test yet. Republic is outside his Cuff Parade residence in Mumbai, a house that's been silent for days, guarded round the clock as the ED moves in on Anil Ambani's multiple Reliance Group assets.
ED has attached Anil Ambani's luxurious residence in Mumbai. We are outside of this residence. It's plot number 43, Pali Hill, Bandra West. They have not yet shifted here, but Anil Ambani and his family have planned to shift here within 2 to 3 months. It's the poshest area of Mumbai, and it's situated in Bandra West. This building is a 4-story building, as you can see, and most luxurious bungalow in Mumbai. And this property, estimated to be worth several hundred crores, has been provisionally attached after investigators traced suspected links between the assets and the proceeds of the alleged crime. The attachment follows findings that funds from group of companies were allegedly diverted through a network of shell entities. And as we know, 42 properties of Anil Ambani group of companies have been attached by ED, and among these properties, this is the most important and most luxurious property, which is Anil Ambani's residence. And it is situated in Bandra West, Mumbai, most poshest area of Mumbai.
The Enforcement Directorate has attached 42 properties linked to the Anil Ambani Group, worth over 7,500 crore rupees. These include the Pali Hill Villa in Mumbai, the Reliance Centre plot in New Delhi, flats in Noida and Hyderabad, and immovable properties in Andhra Pradesh. The attachments come in the Enforcement Directorate's probe into alleged loan diversion and fund funneling by Reliance Home Finance Limited and Reliance Commercial Finance Limited, both part of the Anil Ambani Group. The ED claims that loans worth 13,600 crore rupees were routed through Yes Bank, funneled via a web of shell companies, and even parked in mutual funds, violating sanctioned terms. Republic has accessed explosive documents from as early as January 2020, when lenders and auditors first raised the alarm. The minutes of a lenders' meeting record that Grant Thornton, the forensic auditor, had identified multiple potentially indirectly linked entities or piles used in suspicious loan transactions. The audit found that several of these entities stopped being Reliance subsidiaries just before receiving funds from RHFL and RCFL. New loans were sanctioned to repay old ones, a classic circular transaction pattern. The findings were damning. For a company registered to finance homes, the corporate loan book exceeded the housing loan portfolio. The forensic auditor identified circular transactions, loans to shell entities with no net worth, and even disbursements before sanction dates. Contact numbers were fake, financials missing, certificates absent, yet the money kept flowing. Despite clear evidence of irregularities, the accounts were never declared fraudulent by lenders. It took 5 years and an ED crackdown for the investigation to catch up. Republic has now traced part of that asset web to Noida's BHA Millennium Tower. An internal invoice from BSES Housing Association shows Reliance Infrastructure Limited paying for flats owned by its subsidiary, Utility Powertech Limited. The invoice, dated 15 September 2025, lists 8,77,000 rupees in maintenance dues for 6 flats registered under the subsidiary.
Big development on Enforcement Directorate's probe against the Reliance Anil Ambani Group. The ED has attached over 40 properties which is said to be valued more than 3,000 crores in relation to the alleged money laundering of the public funds which were raised by Reliance Homes Finance and Reliance Commercial Finance. The ED has valued the properties to around 3,084 crores, which includes several high upscale assets, including the Ambani family residence Pali Hill in Bandra, Mumbai, and Reliance Centre in Delhi, and several other commercial and residential units in Delhi, Noida, Ghaziabad, Mumbai, Pune, Hyderabad, and several other cities. We are right outside one of those units. This is BHA Millennium Tower in Noida, Sector 62. Allegedly, Anil Ambani Group has around 6 units in this tower. The agency says these assets are linked to the diversion and laundering of public funds which were raised by Reliance Home Finance and Reliance Commercial Finance, which together had borrowed thousands of crores through investments made by Yes Bank between 2017 and 2019.
They had about somewhere around 14 to 15 flats over here, out of which now only hardly around 6 flats are with Reliance. Remaining flats have been taken only by the family members and 1 or 2 employees over here. And they have been dictating here, and they are not happy that the society has been registered. Now they are doing all the unwanted issues producing over in the society, and they are creating nuisance to it. And the Reliance flats, they have been sold out the things. There was no proper intimation to anybody, and what are the money has been transaction taken place. And when I visited the Reliance office for the remaining payment of it in Bombay, on alone I went over there. I met Mr. Pradeep Singh, he is from HR, and the other person is Arnab Basu from Finance. Though they have been committing it that for the remaining payment, whatever the dues are there, it will be given to you. Even today, by writing, they are not given anything, but we have sent a lot of writing, and as well as permamine was given. It is somewhere around about 8.5 lakh of rupees. Today it is pending against the 6 flats. So this is what I want to tell, and it has to be taken up, and we should get the money back to us.
The Enforcement Directorate calls it one of India's largest corporate loan diversion cases, involving over 35 banks and thousands of crores of public money. A financial web so intricate, it took years of audits, raids, and paper trails to untangle. As assets are sealed and documents unearthed, the question is not just about loans or losses. It is about accountability, about how far a financial empire can stretch before it collapses under the weight of its own concealment.
What happens when admiration turns into obsession and a fan's devotion meets its end? Tonight we take you inside one of the most chilling star-studded crime stories in recent memory. A case that has shaken not just Karnataka's film industry, but across India. This is a case study looking at the might of the legal system and how it left an ordinary family devastated. This is the story of a man called Renuka Swami. He's a was a 33-year-old pharmacy worker, a husband. He was expecting father at that point, and a die-hard fan of a Kannada superstar called Darshan. A man who was then kidnapped, tortured, and killed by the superstar and his gang. 17 of them, including the actor, are now accused of conspiracy and murder. They've been indicted and also charged. So on this long-form story, from secret parties, a blood-stained garage, to a body dumped by a train, we look at the trail that led straight to the powerful in Karnataka. This case is a chilling reflection of what happens when fandom turns fatal. The story of a fallen superstar. In Bengaluru's quiet suburbs, a brutal crime ripped through the veneer of fandom and celebrity. What began as a flurry of direct messages on Instagram spiraled into a murder so brutal, so tangled with power and privilege, that the courts and the entire film fraternity is now watching closely. This is the story of 33-year-old Renuka Swami, a pharmacy store employee. He was a married father-to-be, a fan of one of the biggest stars in Kannada film industry. The intervening night of June 8th and 9th, 2024 changed everything.
After witnessing obscene messages and pictures on Pavitra Gowda's phone which were sent by Renuka Swami from Chitradurga, Darshan Tugudipa and others decided that they will have to teach a lesson for life to Renuka Swami, that this incident never repeats in his lifetime. So this team planned that Renuka Swami be brought to Bengaluru's secluded place which is located in Pattanagere, which is also known as Pattanagere Shed as of now, which is spread over 3 to 4 acres of land where thousands of vehicles have been parked here from various other seizures. At this point of time, when the team which was operating on securing Renuka Swami from Chitradurga and transporting him to Pattanagere Shed informed Darshan and other friends of him that Renuka Swami had been brought to the Pattanagere Shed as per the plan, Darshan and others who were partying in a private pub named Stony Brook in RR Nagar immediately called Pavitra Gowda to visit the Pattanagere Shed, after which the entire team met in Pattanagere Shed. As soon as Renuka Swami witnessed Darshan and various others who were present in Pattanagere Shed, Renuka Swami got to know that he had been tricked to be brought to Bengaluru. He immediately pleaded guilty in front of Pavitra Gowda and Darshan, and also it is mentioned that he begged their pardon and he also fell to their feet, demanding and apologizing that he would not do this kind of work or he would not repeat this in his lifetime. But the team, who were already intoxicated in the pub, decided that they will have to teach a lesson in the harsh manner, after which there were many rounds of thrashing, slapping and banging his head, especially Renuka Swami's head, to the vehicles which were parked in the shed.
Investigators say Renuka Swami was lured here by associates of the actor. It was this very spot where Renuka Swami was tortured, beaten and even administered electric shocks. The police contend that the trigger was an alleged obscene Instagram message sent to the actor's partner, which ignited a deadly mob of fan club members and associates of Darshan. Not far from here is the pub in Bengaluru, where the group of accused allegedly celebrated just hours before the abduction. colleagues of the accused say the celebrations were more than just indulgence. They marked the escalation of fan club loyalty into vigilante action. The very same circle that cheered the star now stands accused of murder.
This is the place where the image was exchanged between Darshan and Pavitra Gowda. This is where the conversation happened. This is where she was upset over someone sending obscene messages like this to a woman. And at this point of time, the people who were along with Darshan Tugudipa planned that they should teach a lesson to womanizers like Renuka Swami. They also wanted to teach a strict lesson to Renuka Swami so that he never repeats it to any other woman. Everything started when all of these persons were partying in one of the private pubs of Rajrajeshwari Nagar. They made sure that Renuka Swami would be brought to Bengaluru. He would be kept at a secluded place, and all the persons who were with Darshan Tugudipa would visit that place to make sure that Renuka Swami would learn a lesson for his life.
And yet, the victim's wife, heavily pregnant at the time, and his parents pleaded for justice. Their grief drowned out by celebrity reach. Here, at this stormwater drain adjacent to a residential apartment in Kamakshi Palya in Bengaluru, the body of Renuka Swami was dumped in the early morning of the 9th of June. The autopsy revealed 39 injuries, fractured ribs, hemorrhage. The level of violence shocking even veteran investigators.
Soon after the entire gang had gotten to know that they had in fact killed Renuka Swami in Patangere shed, they called up Darshan to inform, and based on his information and orders, they decided to dispose of the body of Renuka Swami. They started choosing the place, they started hunting the place, and we are at the location where Renuka Swami's body was actually dumped. This team involved two cars, in which one of the cars had Renuka Swami's body in it and another car was piloting them, searching for the location. This is near Sumanhalli, where a private apartment is located. Just beside the apartment is a service road where the team dumped the body of Renuka Swami, thinking that it would fall into the stormwater drain, which is right beside the apartment. And this incident, or the dropping of the body or the disposal of body, was done in the midnight, and they couldn't see if the body had fallen into the stormwater drain. If at all the body had fallen into the stormwater drain, none of them would have gotten the information that someone by the name Renuka Swami has been killed by the gang members of Darshan. But on the other fact, the body which was dumped on the garbage probably never went into the stormwater drain. It was landed on a piece of land. And this is when the security who was on the rounds the next morning noticed that dogs were sniffing something, and he found a body of a person. And that is when the local police, Kamakshi Palya police station, were informed. And soon after, the police visited this location to find out that celebrated actor Darshan Tugudipa is involved in this murder, and at least 17 members of his gang were the culprits and were probably conspiring. They hacked the plan to, conspiration to kill Renuka Swami.
Renuka Swami hailed from Chitradurga. He was the only son of Kashinatha Shivana Gaudar and Ratna Prabha. He was married in 2023, expecting his first child when he was killed by Darshan and fans. He worked quietly, supported his family, enjoyed films. But the messages he sent, considered lewd by the prosecution, became his death warrant in the warped world of ultra fan loyalty. At the center of it, actor Darshan Tugudipa and his associate Pavitra Gowda, along with 15 others who were arrested in June 2024 after the body was found. The police allege a conspiracy. Group members lured the fan, tortured him in the shed, and then disposed his body. Payments of 30 lakh rupees and more were reportedly made to silence accomplices. Legal wrangling followed as the Sessions Court extended custody. In December 2024, the High Court granted conditional bail to Darshan and others. In August 2025, the Supreme Court of India intervened, cancelling their bail and warning of VIP treatment in jail, declaring that no one was above the law. From the Sessions Court in Bengaluru to the High Court in Karnataka and finally to the Supreme Court in Delhi, this case has traversed the gamut of India's judicial system.
The entire case is politically motivated and the part of the larger conspiracy to target Pavitra Gowda and Darshan and also others. The police have manipulated the documents and also created a false stories and documents to please certain vested interest. I am representing Pavitra Gowda in that case. Pavitra Gowda is the law-abiding citizen and a mother of a young girl, leading a respectable life in the society. She has not committed any offense whatsoever. The charge sheet has already been filed and we have complete faith on the Honorable Court. Once the evidence is examined and the truth comes out, it will be proven that Pavitra Gowda and others accused are innocent and victim of the political conspiracy.
This is more than a murder case. It's a mirror held up to our star-struck culture, to the dangerous interplay of power, loyalty and impunity. As the trial continues, the truth remains elusive. But one thing is clear, the law of the land may finally be catching up. Lucknow, the city of tehzeeb, tradition and timeless taste, has added another jewel to its crown. In a landmark recognition, UNESCO has named Lucknow a creative city of gastronomy, celebrating its vibrant culinary heritage, from the royal kitchens of Awadh to the bustling lanes of Aminabad. This honor acknowledges not just recipes but centuries of culture, craft and community. And behind this recognition lies months of dedicated research, documentation, capturing the stories of every chef, street vendor and family, keeping the Awadhi flame alive. And tonight, on the long form story, we trace how the flavors of Lucknow have finally earned their place on the global stage.
In the heart of India, where culture and legacy converge, Awadh rises once more, not just as a region, but as a beacon of culinary grandeur. Lucknow's latest claim to global distinction is a crown from UNESCO, but this one is for the soul of the nation's cuisine. After Lucknow's trailblazing son, Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla made history as the first Indian to step onto the exalted International Space Station, the city now celebrates a new triumph, one that speaks to its timeless culinary mastery, earning it a place amongst the world's finest.
Lucknow has been put on the global map now, as it has been tagged as UNESCO's creative city for gastronomy, making it the second Indian city to be a part of this category after Hyderabad. Now we talk about this particular recognition. This recognition honors Lucknow's centuries-old Awadhi cuisine, its centuries-old living food tradition, and also its use of gastronomy to be used as a driver for rich cultural exchanges. Right from its famous street foods to its royal kitchen experiences, Lucknow's cuisine over the years has brought together history, innovation and also community spirit for centuries. The particular dossier for its nomination, Lucknow's nomination, documented recipes, oral histories from chefs and also the local families, showcasing communities' bond, Lucknow's communities' bond around food. Now, Lucknow is committed to promoting sustainable food practices, nutrition, education, and also it is committed to support local food producers and artisans, which aligns very well with UNESCO's goal for sustainable development. This particular huge recognition for Lucknow was announced during the 43rd UNESCO's General Conference in Uzbekistan on 31st October. When this was officially announced, even Prime Minister Narendra Modi took to his official X account and expressed that how glad he was that UNESCO recognized this aspect of Lucknow, and also called upon people from around the world to visit Lucknow and experience its uniqueness.
Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was this journey. A 6-month-long process fueled by passion and precision and one singular hope: to shine a light on Lucknow's cuisine, honoring local chefs, the street vendors and countless others who have spent years perfecting their craft. This dream has propelled Awadh to UNESCO's Creative City of Gastronomy, a fitting accolade that honors the city's rich and enduring culinary heritage.
We have submitted a DPR with our associates, and we were the part of the tourism team for submission of this DPR. Based on a feedback from tourism department, we conducted a survey and we selected some of the food items which can be presented to UNESCO, and it can be known for the food products. So actually UNESCO City of Gastronomy means basically for its food cuisine, UNESCO has listed this one of the places out of 69 places in the world. This is one of the places which is known for the food items across. There are different cities are nominated for folk, arts, music and all. And for food, we have got nomination this year for Lucknow.
This happened because Lucknow applied. It's a process which then has an expert evaluation by some other member cities already, and then through the UNESCO final approval, and the Director General issues once a year a number of creative cities.
The effort behind Lucknow's candidacy for UNESCO's Creative City of Gastronomy transcended the city's famous kebabs, biryanis, and makhan malai. The dossier revealed a much deeper culinary story. Alongside iconic dishes like adraki gosht, mutton korma, and zafrani murg, the dossier highlighted the city's lesser-known yet equally cherished vegetarian delicacies, each a testament to Lucknow's diverse plate.
मैडम, ये लखनऊ को जो प्राइज़ मिला है, आप तो पहली सिटीजन हैं लखनऊ की, कैसे देखती हैं यूनेस्को के इस प्राइज़ को?
मैं तो पहले लखनऊ की जनता को बहुत बहुत बधाई देती हूँ कि इस बार हर चीज़ में लखनऊ आगे हुआ है। खाने पीने के व्यंजन में लखनऊ को भी प्राइज़ मिला है, स्वच्छता में भी लखनऊ को प्राइज़ मिला है, और लखनऊ के बेटे ने विश्व पटल पे नाम रोशन किया है, सुधांशु शुक्ला। तो मैं लखनऊ की जनता को बहुत बहुत बधाई देती हूँ। आज लखनऊ में खाने पीने के लिए बहुत अच्छा है, जैसे मलाई कोफ्ता, मक्खन। सुबह सुबह आप आइए लखनऊ में 8-9 बजे के आसपास, मक्खन, गाजर का हलवा, काली गाजर का हलवा, खस्ता, जलेबियाँ, मलाई मक्खन, बहुत चीज़ें हैं। मैं कुल्फ़ी है, चौक की ठंडाई। मैं आपको एक चीज़ बताना चाहती हूँ, ठंडाई पीने के लिए पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री हमारे स्वर्गीय सदैव अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी लखनऊ स्पेशल ठंडाई, लखनऊ की ठंडाई पीते थे।
The team spent months immersing themselves in the city's culinary fabric, visiting bawarchi khanas, heritage homes, and local bazaars, gathering oral histories from families who have passed down these precious recipes for generations.
देखिए, मैं आज मेरी 44 ईयर उम्र हो गई, और लखनऊ में आप देखिए, लखनऊ में चिकन, जहाँ चिकन के लिए, नॉनवेज के लिए फेमस है, तो वहीं हमारे वेज के लिए भी है। अमीनाबाद में जहाँ टुंडे कबाब फेमस है, तो वहीं प्रकाश की कुल्फ़ी भी फेमस है। अमीनाबाद हुआ, चौक हुआ, ये पुराना लखनऊ है, जहाँ से खान पान का हम लोग अपने बचपन को बता रहे हैं कि बचपन से हम लोग वहाँ पे खाने की चीज़ों पे हो रहा। एक तरफ अगर चिकन के लिए लखनऊ जाना जाता है, तो दूसरी तरफ यहाँ के छोले भटूरे हैं और तमाम जगह आप देखेंगे स्टॉल पे पूड़ी सब्जी का है। तो एक अपना लखनऊ का अपना अंदाज है। आज हम गोमती नगर में जिस रेस्टोरेंट पे खड़े हैं, हाउस ऑफ तमिल पे, आज हम लोग ने यहाँ पे डोसा खाया। एक अलग टेस्ट हम लोगों को लगा कि चीज़ें यहाँ पे आ रही। तो लखनऊ हमारा फेमस इसीलिए है कि आप विभिन्न धर्मों के लोग विभिन्न तरीके के व्यंजन का लाभ लेते हैं।
लखनऊ हमेशा हमारा अव्वल रहा खाने के मामले में। हम लोग तो बौन भूमि है, हम लोग की जन्मभूमि, कर्म भूमि भी है। ये लखनऊ के बारे में इतना कहा जाए, जो मसालों का संगम है यहाँ पर, वो कहीं नहीं मिलेगा। जो मसालों का संगम है, उस मसालों की वजह से आज हम आयुर्वेदिक मसाले हैं हमारे यहाँ, हमारे ट्रेडिशनल मसाले हैं। किसी चीज़ को खाने के बाद सुबह हजम हो जाता है, चाहे नॉनवेज हो चाहे वेज हो। लखनऊ को लेकर आज जैसे वेज कबाब भी लखनऊ बहुत फेमस है, वैसे नॉनवेज तो फेमस है ये टुंडे कबाब, लेकिन हमारे यहाँ वेज कबाब भी बहुत फेमस है। हमारी हर चीज़ फेमस है लखनऊ के अंदर।
First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to the city of Lucknow and of course to all of India for this recognition. But just to understand, Lucknow has become what we call a UNESCO creative city, which has 7 categories, one of which is gastronomy. So it's joined a network of cities, and I think there's about 30, 40, there's 350 creative cities in all around the world, and Lucknow is one of the cities of gastronomy. So this happened because Lucknow applied. It's a process which then has an expert evaluation by some other member cities already, and then through the UNESCO final approval, and the Director General issues once a year a number of creative cities.
This dossier showcased that Lucknow's gastronomic identity is not just about its famous kebabs. It's about the multitude of delicacies that not only hold a special place in the hearts of Lucknowites, but also serve as an important source of income and tourism attraction for the city.
लखनऊ में खाने की चीज़ें बहुत अच्छी हैं और बहुत टेस्ट मिलता है लखनऊ में। जैसे लखनऊ में चौक में चले जाएँ तो खाने के चीज़ से बहुत सारी चीज़ें जानी जाती हैं। जैसे लखनऊ की ठंडाई है, यहाँ कचौड़ी और खस्ते, इन सब का बहुत प्रचलन है। सुबह व्यक्ति जब उठता है तो अपने नाश्ते की शुरुआत बाहर के टेस्ट से ही करता है और बहुत अच्छा घर जैसा टेस्ट मिलता है। लखनऊ में बहुत सी चीज़ें खाने के लिए हैं। जैसे यहाँ से निकला वेज कबाब पराठा, पूरे देश में उसकी चर्चा होती है, वेज कबाब पराठा।
सबसे सुंदर यहाँ की चाट है, और यहाँ की जो चाट खा लेता है उसको कहीं और की चाट खाने के बाद पसंद नहीं आएगा। और दूसरे नंबर पर यहाँ की संक्रामाइसिन है, जिसका हमने अंग्रेजी में नाम दिया है, जिसको कहते हैं ठंडाई। उस ठंडाई को पीने के लिए हमारे सदैव अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी जब भी लखनऊ में आते थे तो ठंडाई का सेवन करते थे।
With Lucknow joining UNESCO's exclusive city-to-city network, a new era of global collaboration begins. How will this game-changing move redefine the city's place on the world stage?
Usually in the UN we do country to country, but this is an interesting program because it's city to city, and it's led by city mayors or the official or the equivalent in countries that don't necessarily use mayors. But so Lucknow will be now a member of this network. We'll be expected to network with other cities, share experiences, and they will report every 4 years on what is done. So the criteria, there's several criteria, but I would say it's not like a heritage criteria in the sense where it's just that this is being preserved or this is it. It's also a criteria looking at how the policies of the cities, what the city is doing to maintain its particular creative industry.
Whenever a world level organization like UNESCO lists any projects or list any city for its gastronomical, it is basically the gastronomical represents food items. And in this case, our local chefs will be demanded. In this case, people will visit across in UP for having the foods. We have a lot of foreign tourists who just like to visit UNESCO places as a list of their to-do items or to-do things. So we will have Lucknow's this product, and a lot of tourists will inflow here for food, and our local cuisines will support it across. And local chefs will have. So a lot of jobs will be created, lot of food places will come up. So we will have a lot of ecosystem will be created. Further, more strengthening ecosystem will be created in this place.
With Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulating Lucknow on this monumental achievement, Awadh once again places India on the global map. With UNESCO's nod, Lucknow's Awadhi cuisine now takes its place among the world's culinary treasures. A city's heritage, once simmering in tradition, now serves as a global feast for the senses.
That's it on this edition of The Long Form Story, ladies and gentlemen. In case you missed it, catch the full broadcast at 12 p.m. tomorrow. Thanks for watching. In fact, we're getting in some breaking news now. This is another video that emerged from Bengaluru's luxury jail, where serial rapists, terror suspects, terrorists, terror recruiters are living a lavish life. The Bengaluru police now being forced to order an investigation into viral videos of the luxurious lifestyle of India's most dreaded criminals inside the Parappana Agrahara jail. There is also a video, ladies and gentlemen, that came in earlier today. Let me show you a video. It's a Republic exclusive. There is a video of ISIS recruiter Shakil Manna. ISIS recruiter Shakil Manna, one of the inmates at the Parappana Agrahara jail in Bengaluru. On your screen is Shakil Manna, the ISIS recruiter, extremist, terrorist, terror recruiter, has recruited Indian youth for the Islamic State, ISIS, and he played a key role in radicalizing Muslim youth, sent them abroad to join ISIS in Syria. He created an online group called Ikra Circle to recruit members and spread extremist ideology. Look at that. Inside the jail, you can see this terrorist, terror recruiter, holding a mobile phone, ladies and gentlemen. Look at him. There's a mobile phone, and in this video, he also talks about how they're trying to evade the police, how to work undercover, and that is the jail cell, where the police is allowing them to perhaps have mobile phones for a price. This is the same jail where Darshan, the actor, murder accused, was seen living a lavish lifestyle. Listen to this audio first up.
पाँच हजार बोले भाई मैं इसको
थोड़ा चलने दो इसको।
ओ भाई इसलिए बेजार कर लेता
थोड़ा, इसलिए मैं बोला 3-4 डेज देखेंगे।
तो मैं क्यों नहीं पासवर्ड नहीं देता वो
इश्यू होता है, किसी का हाथ लग गया ना।
इसमें तुम्हारा जीमेल ईमेल सभी डालते हो?
मेरा जीमेल मैं नहीं डालता हूँ, लेकिन वो तरीका मेथड जो है वो एक्सपोज हो सकता है, फिर वो सबके लिए प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है।
हाँ, हमना भी प्रॉब्लम होता, फिर वो सॉफ्टवेयर उनको मालूम हो गई तो हमना ब्लैक कर डालता।
पहले तो जो जिसका पास मिलता है उसको प्रॉब्लम होता है, तो कस्टडी में लेके गया, मेरा नाम बोला, किसी को नहीं चाहिए वो
परेशानी
क्यों लेता है। फिर छोटा चीज़ होता है मीडिया में इतना बड़ा करके
तो इतना दिमाग कहाँ से मंगाता भाई?
कुछ भी नहीं है, एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन, छोटा उम्र से एक्सपेरिमेंट करता है।
Look at that. That's the irony. For a price, perhaps by paying a little bit of money to the police, that is what you can get inside jail. There is an ISIS recruiter using his mobile phone. And an investigation has been ordered. Republic TV will get you more videos. In fact, there is also a video of a serial rapist by the name of Umesh Reddy who's seen using a mobile phone. Serial rapist, also living a lavish lifestyle. It's like they're living a better lifestyle than they probably would have if they were out of jail. And this is the saddest part, ladies and gentlemen. After we broke the story this morning, the police ordering a probe. We showed you several videos of terror suspects, criminals, rapists using mobile phones. It's only getting worse. More and more videos emerging. Taking a break. Back with the headlines. Stay tuned. Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जलजीरा मसाला।
Some places feel like they've been waiting for you, where every piece speaks of legacy, from diamonds that celebrate ambition to festive gold that honors tradition. LD Sons.
Are pure.